Brought to you direct from Studio 3B at Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods, the American Hardwood Advisor is your source for trends, tips, and insights into how the building industry has evolved. Join me, Steve Stack, along with guest builders and industry leaders as we talk shop and go in depth on what it takes to be the best of the best. Dive into topics like architecture, industry trends, project plans, historical tools, tricks of the trade, and life's lessons from more than 6 decades of experience in the hardwood lumber business. Hey Chris, we've talked about a bunch of stuff today, season 2, but in conversation, your mind can't help but go back and some of the stupid stuff we've done, some of the stupid stuff that's happened. What pops to your mind? I mean, you got to think about it a little bit because we're 6 builds into this. And
yeah, no, that's good. That's good. So basically, you're saying the stuff we talked about off air, you want me to clean it up so we can talk about it on air, but that's okay.
More or less. I mean,
I can start because I've been thinking about this. So I can't. I'm not going to use people. I'm not going to use locations. I'm not going to use anything that could potentially get anyone frustrated. But I'm going to tell you some things that happen. Blood, mud. What else? Rain. More rain than you could ever imagine coming down in one day. Splinters in places on your body that are probably inappropriate. What else? Snow. Yeah, well, snow after we planted all the grass. Yeah, that was good too. So mine would be, I had the opportunity to take one of our great crew members who literally, had no fault of his own, ended up cutting his hand. And so there was a lot of blood. But when I saw it happen, because I was talking to somebody, I think I was talking to you, actually. I totally ignored you because I knew by his face it wasn't good. So we went and he had a mishap with a kickback and had some stitches that were needed. But we went together and I spent 3 hours with this crew member, cast member. And he was about the most chill guy ever anyways, and we had a good time, believe it or not. we talked, we got to know each other, and blood was everywhere. What do you got?
Well, here in Ohio, when we fill a dumpster, they normally come haul them away. That's not how you guys in Western Pennsylvania handle dumpsters.
No. Get the weight out.
I wasn't there for it. But I showed up on the site the next morning and everybody was chattering and you could still smell the air wasn't quite right.
Yeah, smelled like smoke in the neighborhood. And it was lighter too. I remember because when I smelt before I saw, and when I saw it, it was a whole bunch of light coming from the side of the house. Didn't really know what it was until the flames were visible.
And I tell you, Hal's a stickler about respecting people's property, and I can still see him up in Baldwin walking around with a blower.
Yeah, cleaning that back,
blowing sawdust off what yard was left and this and that. But another project, we didn't stand a chance. I think the last 2 days we were more of an excavation company than a renovation project.
Thank God we had Hal's truck. Hal literally has pulled at least 8 vehicles since we started this show to rescue them from mud and conditions like that.
We wouldn't have been able to get rid of the dumpster without it.
No. Well, that's true too. That took a while.
But yeah, mud, people off in ditches because you couldn't tell where the driveway used to be.
Right.
and one of the producers from Outdoor Channel, he had the misfortune of getting off the drive and he said, I've never been so muddy in my life.
Oh yeah. So okay, so now I'm with you. That was when he had his back window open and he had 4-wheel drive, and all the mud went in the back seat. I remember that number. What happened? Why didn't he shut the window?
He said he was headed to a car wash before he returned his rental car to hose the inside out.
The moment before the chaos.
It's always something. It's always something.
How about snakes? We had multiple snake encounters on multiple sites.
Yeah, I can think of 3 or 4. We've found snake skins. We found one family thought they'd be cute and put a dummy snake out for us. Mm-hmm. Our media friends from Ice Energy encountered quite a few snakes on a dock.
We were talking about the river. So it doesn't matter if you see a snake because it's Western PA. You're in a cabin. But when you see multiple snakes and they're all 3 feet long, that's a problem. That's a problem.
And oh yeah, job site accidents. I mean, we've been very fortunate. Knock on wood.
We have.
And I remember one build we were at. I turn around, I hear a crash. I turn back around, look outside, and there's no deck.
Oh yeah, yep.
And first thing out of my mouth, my concern was, everybody okay down there? And 3 guys were standing and we're fine, unscathed.
I think all the weights that Rob lifts, he could have held it or something while he tagged it or something, but no, nothing.
No. It's
well, I guess for the fans, it is. It's like score really high in emotion this year. We really, you could really see the benefit of the project. We had a lot more mishaps than we have in the past that I think come with the territory. But the way that the people deal with it and the way that you see people sticking together to deal with the situations, to me, it's another thing on the show that makes it worthy of watching. It's just fun to watch how everybody gets real creative in how to solve certain situations.
I remember landscaping on one of the latter projects. We weren't landscaping. We were on our hands and knees making mud pies. I mean, it just, and it doesn't matter who you are, whether you're the celebrity Hal Shaffer or Kevin Turkovich or any of the cast and crew, you're on your hands and knees out there spreading bark mulch and trying to get shrubs planted, and at the same time, you have fun doing it. You throw jabs at each other, and that's the nice thing about the crew. But hey,
I remember when we were in Nebraska, and so the last day, everybody's trying to make everything pretty, and there's still a couple of things going on. But we put Hal went out and got mulch and plants, and he does so good at picking all that stuff out. So we start planting, and the sun's out and everything, and then all of a sudden it starts to snow. And so we have all these new flowers and everything planted. We're like, hell, what do we do? Like, tomorrow's the reveal. So Hal goes, hey, why don't we cut up the mulch bags and put them on all the plants? I'm like, well, that's a pretty smart idea. You're right. So we went in the trash, we pulled out all the mulch bags, cut holes, put them on all the plants, and you know what? We got through it. But they got 2 inches of snow, that week. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, some things you do by plan, some things you do out of necessity, and boy, it sure seems like we've been working towards necessity a lot. But
I can't say those of you that know me, I can't say the way I would say it, but I would say when stuff hits the fan, it really is good to have partners like you and partners in the crew and Kevin and everybody that together we can deal with it. And we've had a lot of obstacles this year, last year, but you know what? We came out on the right side.
Yeah. Hey folks, more good stories coming your way. We're getting squared up and headed into season 3. I can't wait. Continued good health to everybody on the cast and crew, right? I mean, we've been fortunate so far, and we're going to try and make it another successful season. So stick around, folks. We're going to start traveling here real soon to some cool job sites. For all you folks listening, thanks for talking shop with Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods. If you've enjoyed this episode and want to stay up to date with the American Hardwood Advisor series, give us a like and subscribe. For more tips, projects, and inspiration, check us out on Facebook, Instagram, or at BairdBrothers.com. Until next time,